Hello, welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and this is Raised by Wolves, Season 1, Episode 1, Raised by Wolves. That's what it's called. I actually thought it was a mistake, but it's not. It's actually called Raised by Wolves. Welcome, everybody. Before I get started, I'm going to take care of a little bit of business first, and then we will get to it. So if you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, you're going to see a video that pops up here. And basically what YouTube does, takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching, tries to match it as best as possible on the videos of my vast video library, and pops it up there just for you. Up here is going to be, is it worth my time? And that is going to be, what did I just do? I forgot what it was, but it's an episode of Is It Worth My Time? It's been a long week, and I work and stuff like that, so I forget things. And if you want to know when I'm being live again next, you go to the bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com, where I've got the schedule up there of what I'm going to be doing. And actually, I need to update it because I didn't realize Raised by Wolves is releasing 3 episodes at once, so I need to do all 3 this weekend. And also all the links to my social media are there. So Twitter, Instagram, and Patreon. No tier set up as on the Patreon. Wait until I hit 1,000 subscribers before I do anything like that. And I've also got the links to this YouTube page, my Facebook page, and a Facebook group page where you guys can post stuff and chat amongst yourselves. So, spoiler alert, I am going to spoil the episode. If you have not seen the episode, go and watch it. Come on back. This will be a video you can comment down below in the comments section. So, one of my mods actually, Movie Fanobi, was saying that he couldn't find it on HBO. It's not showing up on HBO. And I believe that's because this is called a Max original. And I believe it's only available on the app, HBO Max. So for those of you trying to find it on HBO itself, it's not there. It's on HBO Max. So if you're an HBO subscriber, you already have HBO Max or access to HBO Max, so it shouldn't be a problem. And they're both broadcast in 1080p anyway, so it's not like it's a big deal about that. Yeah, I didn't realize that was going on until Movie Fanobi told me about that, and I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of sucks, but there you go. So this whole episode was directed by Ridley Scott. Actually, I think Ridley Scott directs all the episodes in this, and I believe there are 10 episodes in this series. Let me just take a quick peek while I'm doing this so that I can actually tell you the truth on that one, because honestly, I don't remember from one day to the next. Yes, there are 10 episodes on that. So 10 episodes this season. The first 3 have already dropped. And then every Thursday night, they're going to do a new episode. So kind of like what The Boys is doing, where tomorrow they're going to be dropping 3 episodes, the first 3 episodes, and they're going to be doing a new episode every Friday is what they're going to do, which is so much better than just dropping it all at once and everyone binges it. And then yeah. And then I just do one big bulk review and say, yeah, there you go. So this is sci-fi, definitely. This is definitely sci-fi, but it's Ridley Scott tinged sci-fi. And what that means is he has gotten, for some reason, I don't know why, he likes tinging his sci-fi, or not tinging, but actually injecting his science fiction with religion. We saw it with Prometheus. We've seen it with anything involving the Alien franchise, lately, I should say, in the last 10 years, with him directing it or producing it or something like that. And he's done the same thing with this series. So we see these 2 androids, mother and father. They land on Kepler 22b, and they have embryos with them, and they are bringing these embryos to term so that they can raise them. And out of the 12 embryos they have, only 5 of them survive. And out of those 5, by the time they reach, I'm guessing somewhere around like 8 years old or something like that, 10 years old. Actually, I take that back, 13 years old. I know exactly when it is. They end up, of course, the only one is left out of this. And we found out that the Earth has basically been ravaged by war, and it's been a holy war essentially between atheists and the Mithraic is what they're called. Um, and yeah, so the reason why it was just the androids and the embryos is because they didn't need life support on the ship, especially if they were freezing the embryos and bringing them with them. And they could get there a lot faster than the arc of the Mithraic, which were carrying live humans that were in stasis and stuff like this. Kind of an interesting thing, but again, there's the whole religion aspect to it, which honestly, I cringed when I found out about 15 minutes in that it was going to have religion in it, because Ridley Scott and religion just for some reason doesn't work very well. Um, for me, I should say. I just really don't like when he does religious aspect stuff, and it just kind of bothers me. So I'm sitting there, you know, there are some really great visuals in this first episode. There really are. And you finally get to see, I should say, not finally, you see Mother looks like she's breaking down, but she's not. She's actually, her programming has been buried. Some of her programming has been buried. And when she takes out when father discovers that the Ark of the Mithraic are actually orbiting the planet, he decides that to contact them, that is best for the one kid who's left called Campion. And Campion, by the way, is named after their creator, the android's creator. And Mother, of course, does not agree with this. In fact, she disagrees with it so much she takes out father, takes him down. um, but Campion has gone to the ship, their leftover ship, which is down in a hole, and activates the communication and actually calls for help, which brings them down. Also, kind of a note, as the androids are surviving there and they're digging things up and they're kind of exploring the planet to begin with, they find gigantic serpent bones. I mean, giant snake bones. And at one point, father is climbing down the hole to get to the ship, and there's a, they think that the serpents are extinct, but he sees a gigantic skin, like snake skin, hanging off of one of the crevices. So I'm fairly sure those snakes are still alive. And even though they've been there for 13 years, there is probably most likely a cycle to this. And they haven't seen the cycle of the giant snakes as of yet. So there's something to watch out for here. So the Ark of the Mithraic send down a couple of patrols to see what's going on. And of course, one of them has 3 people on board and an android. So they have their own android as well. And essentially, mother and father have been telling Campion that the Mithraic most likely don't like their androids, that who they are, and will destroy them if they come down and find them. And father is actually trying to prepare Campion to live with the Mithraic, while mother is like, nope, fuck this, not happening, not going to happen at all. And the Mithraic, of course, living up to their potential, mother's expectations, I should say, try and take her out and try and kill her and take the boy with them. And she, of course, ends up going into full-on beast mode and flies, shrieks, and is exploding people's heads. Um, and yeah, she ends up taking their shuttle back up to the mothership, killing pretty much everybody in sight that she sees, and crashes the Ark into the planet, but not before she goes and grabs children off of the Ark. She grabs a group of kids because, of course, her experiment wasn't working since they only have one kid left. And she decides to borrow those kids to continue their experiment and get her mission going. Um, and so at the end, we see that she's ripped out her eyes. Um, yeah, it's some freaky stuff, and she has a bandage on there. She's brought the kids down, these other kids, various ages. Um, Brought them down to Campion and says, "Hey, why don't you make them feel at home?" Is what she tells him, and she walks off to go and do chores because she's got some chores she's got to do. And the Ark has crashed. And also, one of the guys, Marcus is his name, has survived. He got knocked out by Mother and thrown out of the shuttle, but he's still alive. And that's where we leave off on the episode. So I've seen episode 2 already. I know what the time frame is and all of this. So we do know that the year is 2158, roughly somewhere around there, when this all happens. And so it's, a good jump into the future, like a 130 some odd years, 140 years, somewhere around there. Um, but yeah, it's like I said, everything's actually really good in this. The visuals are great and everything, except for that religious injection for me anyway. It just bothers me. I don't know why. Um, and I'm wondering where they're going with it. I'll see where it goes. I mean, other than that, it was a decent episode. It was um kind of frightening actually. The woman who plays Mother, when she finally goes full blown and starts shrieking and becomes the necromancer, is what they call her. Uh, and yeah, man, I mean, she just goes off and starts killing people. So very well played by Amanda Collin. And also her looking like she's breaking down. I mean, at one point she's spewing out the white stuff, kind of like what androids and aliens have used. And she has it coming out of her nose. She has it coming out of her mouth at one point, and she even starts kind of like having audio breakdowns, kind of stuff too. But yeah, there's some interesting stuff, but it will be explained, some of it anyway, in the second episode. So, has anyone else gotten a chance to watch? I know I got 6 viewers in here, and I've got Joe Greer. I don't know if Joe Greer, if you've watched it yet or not, or if anybody else has at this point, but at least the first episode. So I am going to cover. Oh, you haven't watched it yet? Okay. Um, I am going to cover the second episode tomorrow night, and the third episode I'm going to cover on Saturday. I just haven't put it up on the schedule because I really didn't know until last night that they were doing the first 3 episodes. And I have to schedule it out. So I have time for my stuff that I'm doing, and I got time for you guys, all of that. It's a busy weekend. It really, really is. It's really a really busy weekend. I mean, dropping all 3 episodes all at once and then having the boys dropping all 3 episodes tomorrow as well. Whew, that's a lot of stuff. Then Lovecraft Country on Sunday. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff going on. Saturday is going to have 3 episodes from me. You're going to have Saturday Morning Blast Off. You're going to have The Boys, episode 2. And then, of course, you're going to have Raised by Wolves, episode 3. So, I mean, what more do you want off of all that? So, yeah, speaking of which, what's going on? Tomorrow is, like I said, The Boys, season 2, episode 1, and Raised by Wolves, episode 2. Saturday is Saturday Morning Blast Off, where I take the genre news of the week and any other genre stuff you guys want to talk about, and we talk about it. And then, of course, The Boys, episode 2, and Raised by Wolves, episode 3. And then Sunday is The Boys and also Lovecraft Country. So I'm doing episode 3 of The Boys and then Lovecraft Country episode 4. Monday, I'm taking a well-deserved break because that's a lot of shit happening all at once. Tuesday is going to be another episode of Is It Worth My Time? I might do Cobra Kai. That's on Netflix right now. Seasons 1 and 2. Yes, I know it's not genre, but it's Cobra Kai. And season 3 is coming out next year. So why the hell not? Wednesday, of course, I'm going to be off. Then Thursday is going to be a new episode of Raised by Wolves. That's right, episode 4 of Raised by Wolves. And then that brings it all the way back around again. So hopefully everyone gets a chance to see it. Like I said, it's got really high production value. It's Ridley Scott after all. So they pumped some money into this thing, and it looks good. I mean, they did some good work. You really can't tell in the first episode until you get near the end of the production value, and then the second episode you really see the production value. You see where it went. Yeah, so they did a good job with it. Um, I just hope the religion stuff doesn't overtake it. I cringe with Ridley Scott and religion. It just, yeah. That's why it's always something bad when he does it, and it's just, yeah. There are other people that can actually handle it and juggle it fairly well. He is not one of them. So, with that note, I'm gonna let you guys go for the night. Thank you to everyone who joined me tonight in the chat. Thank you if you made it this far in the video. And if you're still on the fence about subscribing, remember, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. And if you like what you see there, hit the subscribe button down below there. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to know when I'm live again next, you can hit the bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule that's up there, and also all the links to my social media, and also the links to my Facebook page and my Facebook group page where you guys can post stuff and chat amongst yourselves. So, with that, I will see you guys tomorrow for the boys and the second episode of Raised by Wolves. So, until then, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, mother might be coming for you. And you really don't want that when she's pissed off because, saying I'm sorry, mommy is not going to help. Thanks, everybody. I will see you tomorrow. Have a good night. Stay safe, be well, and take care. Good night.